Welcome, beautiful souls. Today, I would like to share with you some information about the Draco constellation because I want to share some particular information about the reptilian lineage in reality, or the reptilian family that goes beyond of what we know nowadays. So let's begin because at least for me it's really interesting and helps us to understand better ourselves, or can help us to understand better ourselves and the way we behave here on earth. So let's begin. The Draco constellation. The Draco constellation is a northern constellation that almost encircles the Ursa Minor and the star Polaris. Is the largest one of all constellations, and well, you can see it begins at 3 degrees Aries in the astrological chart and it ends at 12 degrees Pisces. So it almost encircles the entire natal chart or astrological chart. Its energy is about protecting, guarding our north direction and where we are heading. Its energy, or it instills its energy into the collective consciousness, no matter if we are living in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere, and it's intrinsically part of our conscious and unconscious collective. So its energy, it's really a deep part of all of us. We can say in this way that humanity, every one of us, is interwoven with a reptilian intelligence, along with grey intelligence and others. So it's important, at least for me, to ask ourselves, who are we, or who am I? And because we need to search for a deeper understanding and connection with the cosmos and our place on it, not only now, but the place we have occupied among millennia, millions of years ago. So the Draco starseeds, because in the Draco constellation, as we can imagine, if the constellation is so large, it encompasses and embraces many different beings, star beings, and in particular, for example, the Draco starseeds can be noble guardian warriors related to safety, protection, for example, creating a home as a sacred space, and they are related to the serpent people, feathered serpent people, also hybrid avian reptilian with feathers, that at least one of these hybrid races are called Igigi, or the Igigi gods that worked at some millennia ago for the Anunnaki, at the beginning when the Anunnaki came here on Earth and occupied the Sumeria place. The Draco starseeds can work with ley lines, for example, keeping them into balance. And if they are from 5D, 5 dimension and higher, can be keepers of cosmic wisdom, of cosmic ley lines also, or cosmic ley lines is another way of saying the cosmic magnetic pathways that run between planets, between stars, even between galaxies. And they are really tuned with the cosmic and planetary cycles. In particular, the star Thuban, that is the Alpha Draconis, is the best known star in this constellation. In reality, is a binary star system and is placed in the tail of the dragon. It has a planetary nature of Venus, giving great honors, unexpected gains, good fortune, riches, creativity, idealism. But it can also, all of that, all of can be under some challenges in the life of the person, as for example indiscretion, scandals, or even destructiveness or self-destructiveness. The star Thuban was the North Pole star between more or less 5,000 uh, years ago. No, between 5,000 and 3,000 before Common Era, during the time of the ancient, very ancient, not very, only ancient Egyptians. So during the time of the pre-Pharaoh dynasties. The Sun conjuncts this star on August 31st, and people with it, if people have, or people that have this star predominant in their natal charts, show depth of character, artistic skills, and a passion for arts, with a tendency of leadership, sovereignty, and they are intelligent, with a sense of duty toward preserving wisdom and truth. And for that, maybe they have worked as librarian in libraries, for example, or preserving libraries of wisdom, for example, of knowledge, or artifacts, ancient artifacts, for example, even giving their life for preserving them. So, yeah. What else? Here in the Draco constellation live different kind of species. For one hand, live 7D dragons. We can say ancient dragons, wise, peaceful. They honor the essence of life, but also here live the 4D Dracos that are well known for to many of us, no? The malevolent Dracos that are shapeshifters. They can be white or red Dracos or green, as this picture, for example. Here in the Draco constellation also live interdimensional serpent dragons and reptilians of different kind, and some many mille- millennia, yeah, we can say many millennia, but maybe thousands of hundreds of thousands of years ago, some white dragons were lured towards the AI, excuse me, with towards the AI because they wanted to have more power, be more fearsome, have more power to conquer and dominate other realms, other civilizations, and they became the ones or the species that now are known as the Siakar. But not all white dragons mix their DNA with the AI. Uh, they were only a few of them, although after that they could clone themselves and reproduce, and in this way they created a fearsome warriors that extended at least to all this quadrant of the galaxy. But also, I would like to introduce you another race. In reality, is not another. They are the ancestors of the white dracos, the red dragons, and this is the Ginabul human reptilian race. I use this name because it's the name that the writer Anton Parks used in his books. The books are the Girku Chronicles. All of them are translated into English. And this man began to channel some are reptilian being some years ago, and at least the first book is the one that really resonated within me, that really helped me to fit some pieces, not only of my own history, or yeah, galactic history, but also for other people. So that's why I like to introduce you this information, because it really resonates within the human DNA. We'll see why I say that. So, once upon a time, there existed the Ginabul, that were a human reptilian race that lived mainly in the Ursa Major, in a planet in the Ursa Major, or what we know as a constellation Ursa Major, but also part of them lived in the Draco, and another one lived in the planet Tiamat, or Maldek, as some call it, that was the planet that now is the asteroid belt once it exploded. The Ginabul were descendants and evolved from the ancient Musidim race. Um, the Musidim that in turn were descendants of the Kingalam. So, the Kingalam were a really, really ancient reptilian race that existed at the very beginning of not only of this galaxy, but of this at the very beginning of this universe. Is one of the most ancient species that existed. From them came the Musidim. The Musidim were part of the Kingalam that, how can I say, had a virus, And because of that, they were dying. And before that, they found a planet to land on, and this planet was Tiamat, here in our solar system. But luckily, not all of them died. Some survived, and the ones that survived, and once they could begin to reproduce again, they created what is the gene, well, what was known at that moment as the gene pool. And the gene pool mixed their DNA with the early humans, but also were responsible of creating many animal species here on Earth 200 million years ago, more or less, 200, 300 million years ago. But let's talk about the kingdom, because the kingdom are very interesting. They named themselves the forgers of life. They were almost immortals with blue blood. They came here from another galaxy almost 1 billion of years ago. They entered into this galaxy through the Cygnus constellation, because the Cygnus constellation is a very complex one that even it, it's in the borders, we can say, of another universe. Not only that there are many different kind of portals there that can lead us to different galaxies and realities, dimensions, but also even from there you can go to other universes. So they entered here from the Cygnus constellation. And after that, uh, the Cygnus constellation experienced one of the most terrible galactic wars that had happened here before the Lyran Wars took place. Well, so the kingdom. The kingdom, as time went by, they forgot that the destructive thought forms act over matter and could distort the space-time fabric, creating conflicts. So, as little by little, as time went by, they turned and they changed and became arrogant, violent, predators, destructive and dominant, and not only colonized Earth before the dinosaurs, but their thirst for knowing, well, here, excuse me, first, when they colonized Earth before the dinosaurs, they are one of the humanoid civilizations that disappear, one of many. Some say that we are the fifth uh, humanoid or human civilization here in the surface of Earth. Well, they were one of them, one of the first civilizations that live here on Earth. So they left their imprint, their blueprint, their memories and history here on Earth, although buried into the rocks, plants, and roots of the trees. Their thirst for knowing the mysteries of the galaxy, because they were really obsessed to know the mysteries of the galaxy, to master them and become gods. become new creators. So, the thirst for knowing the mysteries of the galaxy led them to explore stars, create portals, even explode stars to change timelines, to tear the cosmic space-time fabric and creating new realities. As a consequence, they corrupted the galaxy, and also their own DNA became corrupted until they couldn't reproduce anymore. Their bodies degraded as well as their minds until they disappeared of our reality. Maybe few of them, the few remaining of them, maybe hid within a, a galactic pocket, we can say, a reality that is like a pocket of energy, maybe, but I'm not sure. They said, uh, they said to themselves, we step over the imaginary time and dismantle its creations since immemorial times. For them, the imaginary time was the time in some way uh, is imaginary, real, is like a dream time, no? Because it's the time of the 3D and lower fourth dimensions. So in reality, is a time that only exists in these lower dimensions. So it's not real. Is created, is imagined as a way of dreamed, as a way of saying to create these reality, these 3D realities. So they say we step over that time, so we can say linear time, and dismantle its creations since immemorial times. In this way, if they dismantle, they feel feel proud of themselves and feel that they are like gods, that then they can recreate something new if they want. But this arrogance, this attitude turned against them. And the Jinabul considered the Gingalam enemies because the Jinabul were the descendants of the Gingalam. So they only they didn't remember the Gingalam as their own former fathers, we can say, but only their enemies, because every time the kinglet showed, it was to attack, to destroy. So the Jinabul considered the Kingalam enemies, but once that one of them, one of the Jinabul, was fighting a Kingalam, and the Kingalam was about to die in the hands of the Jinabul, he said, we are you, but you don't remember us, and we have fought, you have fought against us. So in reality, you have fought against yourself. And well, for me, here is a deep, a very important lesson for all of us. Who are we fighting in reality? So, well, food for thought, because it's important. Now we can say that there are many different reptilian families and lineages. Some are fearsome, quarreling, conquering territories and civilizations, and their military paths extend all over the galaxy through timeless tunnels and also in the galactic belt. They are feared since immemorial times and have destroyed many civilizations and galactic history, creating some kind of amnesia, while others are peaceful, spiritual, and have evolved into the 5, 6, 7D. So we can say that the galactic consciousness is interwoven with the reptilian one and its history, and these include the human consciousness. Uh, we have reptilian DNA within our own DNA. We know that we have the reptilian brain, that the fetus, when after we are conceived, first goes through the reptilian phase before take the human form, for example. So in reality, at least what I feel, what I think, is that our task is to accept this reptilian part uh, with all its history, not only the benevolent one, but also the fearsome one. So accept the reptilian intelligence in all its frequencies, overcome the dense ones, and in this way we can heal our own history, the Earth and galactic history as well. Even some of us have been reptilians in other timelines, or at least part of our soul has been a reptilian one, or maybe is still a reptilian one. And although at the beginning can be a shock for some of you, it in reality is not a curse, but an honor. Although you may say, wow, because this means that we can become master healers of the galactic history and its lineages, because we are much more than we think. And this is very important to keep in mind. So, this is all for today. I hope that this video can help you to reflect about yourself, about your inner power also, because it's much bigger, much powerful than we think. And in this way, recovering our energy, recovering our light warrior within, to begin to create a new kind of human civilization and restore the earth. So uh, that's all for today. Have a lovely day and see you soon. Bye bye.